Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed, and today we're going to make a fun outdoor, kind of like a decor piece that could go in your garden using all these fun stones. And you can get all these stones in the dollar store. The first step I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Etch-All etching liquid in a container. And this stuff is great because this is the dip and etch. And it is as simple as pour. And you don't need a ton, you just need enough so that whatever you are submerging is submerged, and our little stones fit in here perfectly. And when you etch the stones, it gives it a little bit of a tooth. It gives it something to stick to for the paint. So that's going to be our first step. And they got to sit for 15 minutes, and we'll come back and I'll show you what they look like after 15 minutes. All right, so my glass little beads have come out. What I did is I poured the etching solution back into here because this stuff is reusable. It's awesome. And then I washed them off with water and then dried them. Now they're nice and dry and they have this beautiful etch to them. So they're gorgeous. They look like they're frosted. They just look like they have, I don't know, like they're etched is the best way I can describe it. Like tumbled glass that you get out of the ocean is what they look like, and it's so pretty. And the cool thing about it is that now they have a tooth, meaning now they have a little bit of something for the Sharpie to stick to. Because what we're going to do is we're going to turn these into plant markers. So when you go in the garden and you want to see a little stick and it has something in there and you want to know, okay, what plant is that? Because you planted it when it was a seed and you don't want to forget what was where, you can do a plant marker. So I've gone through and I've listed the stuff that I like to plant and what actually is growing in my garden. And I sometimes come across this scenario, and this is why I'm doing this, is what is that plant? I forget. I planted it from seed. Which one is it? And so this is some of the ones that we are going to do. You can do actual vegetables, you could do fruits, or you could do different herbs. So we're going to do a mixture of some vegetables and some herbs. All right, so the first one I'm going to do, and what I actually like to do, and that's why I have the variety of Sharpies out, is I'm going to practice writing. As you can see, I was kind of practicing my mint. I was trying to do a really pretty like calligraphy, but it's such a small surface that you just don't have a whole lot of room. So just writing nice and clean. So my first one is mint, and I just want to see, will that actually fit? So I can kind of guess to make sure it's fitting on there. And then I'm going to write this on here. Simple as that. Super, super easy. Now, if you want to go through it, I think I'm going to add some fun decoration to it. I mean, why not? You have some fun. This one's going to have just a starburst effect going across it. I mean, just play. Now, while I was playing earlier and messing around with these things, I made a boo-boo on one and I kind of messed up the wording. And what I found is if I dropped this back in the etching solution, it took the Sharpie off. It just wiped right off. And you've already re-etched this glass, so it's not a big deal. Now just let that off to the side. You want to let it kind of dry for a minute. And I'm going to continue to write out the names, I'm practicing my words, of all of my different plants that I want to do. And just picking a new color for each one. So that my next one's going to be oregano. And I got to write that a ton smaller. So let me practice writing it smaller. There we go. So you just really want to make sure you write small. So I found that this one actually just writes really lightly. So I'm going to go back in with a darker color. Ooh, that one looks good. So you can definitely go in and you can write them in darker colors. I have also noticed that with these little, for lack of a better term, glass stones, that there is a wider section and there's a narrower section. And this is the large stones. There's smaller ones and there's larger ones. This is the larger version. And for this one, we're just going to do dots. You do not have to decorate these in any way, shape, or form. I'm just making it fun. Something a little different to add. There, see? Just something a little different. Stick it off to the side. See, now I'm going to come back to the one that we did previously. And it's on there. It does not wipe off, which I think is fantastic. So because it's a permanent marker, it will last outside. It'll work fine. I'm going to double check. I know this light color doesn't work, but I'm going to double check this color. And I'm just going to do a little corner of the back. Actually, that shows up really quite well. Some of the colors I thought this blue would be fantastic, but it's not. All right, rosemary. All right, got to write smaller. So I'm going to keep on going through, and I've got lettuce, peppers, mint, sage, rosemary, oregano, and basil. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the popsicle stick. So I've written all the words on them, and for every single one, I went through and I added a fun little something. It was streaks, lines, all kinds of fun. Now, you could definitely drop these into your gardens just like this, and maybe little stones that you could place in there, but they might get buried under things, so I found some popsicle sticks and some fun, bright colors. So not only do the stones come from the Dollar Tree, but the popsicle sticks come from there as well, which is fantastic. And I'm not going to get matchy-matchy with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip these little guys over, and just so you guys can see, and you're going to pop the stick just behind her, and we're actually going to glue the little stone to the stick, but we're going to do it upside down. So I'm going to match really quickly, now that I've got all that open, just kind of picking fun colors opposite of what is on there. I don't want to do the same color. And obviously I don't have enough sticks to have a different color per one, but I don't want to do the same color that is on the stone. Just because, partly because if I put a green on green, it might take away from being able to read the color. But if I do it with a different color behind it, you're going to be able to read it just fine. So let's do another fun yellow with the mint. And I haven't done an orange yet. And we'll do an orange. And it just brings another fun, bright color. Now, here's the other thing about doing a bright color for a popsicle stick. If it's in the ground, actually, I think I'm going to get away from the green. Most of your plants are going to be green. Or they're going to have, you know, kind of a greenish tone or maybe even a brownish tone. So if you add a pop of a bright color, you're going to be able to find it easier because your plant may grow up and around wherever your little stick is. So this is a way to make sure that you can find your stick easily. Okay, so now that I've matched all my sticks, super easy thing to do. I'm going to use some Multi-Grab 360. This is waterproof. This stuff grabs. It is hard as a rock when it dries. It is awesome. I'm going to put a dab of glue on the stick, right where it's going to rest onto my stone, just like that. Super simple. A little dab will do you. You do not need to do a whole lot. And to make sure these guys stick on here but good and they do not go anywhere, I'm going to let these dry overnight. And I did that completely backwards. I put it on the stone first, but that works. I'm going to let these sit overnight and I am not going to move them. I want them to get super, super solid struck or super stuck to it. I want them to get nice and firm. I'm just double checking to make sure that my sticks are orientated the correct direction, and they are. And you are going to see a little hint of that color in the background, which I kind of like. I like that little hint of, oh, I did that on glass. There's something else there. Links are down below for where all the supplies are, and heads up, there is a coupon code for Super Tight Adhesives, which I absolutely love. It's great stuff. It's a lot cheaper than some of the other brands that you're going to find out there. And there's a coupon code for 10% off your order. And there's a link down below. I just did a backwards scan, but that's okay. And it's got less chemicals and stuff in it, just stuff in general, than a lot of the other glues that are out there on the market right now, which I absolutely love. So I don't feel as, it doesn't bother me that this is going to be sitting in my garden, even though there's glue on it. It's absolutely fine. So just keep on doing it. If you also notice, I'm kind of angling my stone. Therefore, it will fit a little bit more flat on, the stick will fit more flat on the stone. So I'm just double checking to make sure all my wording is facing the right direction. There we go. And just sticking this down. This will dry clear, so you won't even notice that it's there. I want all my sticks to be facing the right way. It's already starting to grab, so I can kind of look and arrange. I mean, you can see it's already starting to have a little bit of a grab, which I think is great. So it's giving me a chance to kind of place my sticks where I want them. And look, you can see the color popping through, which I think is cool. But you can still read the word. I know it's kind of hard to see from where you guys are on camera, but I can still read the word really well. This one's actually a little bit hard because the colors are so close. I think I'm going to switch out. This is a chance also. So if you find a stick that you're like, nope, that's not going to happen. Wrong color. Let me try just the purple. Nope, it hides it. Blue. I get the blue is good. The colors were too similar when I did the orange with the red that's on there, and that's why I was having a hard time. So now is a good chance to kind of look at your sticks, make sure everything looks good. Give that a second to kind of, it just takes a quick second, about 30 seconds to kind of get it going. See, I already can pick this one up, but I want it to be, that's good. Checking my colors. Yep. Making sure, ooh, oregano, I love that oregano one. Basil looks good. Rosemary, I think we're good. So you're just matching the colors. I did stay away from green. There, peppers, I can read that better now. Mostly because it's going to be too similar to the colors that are in the plants. Just to flip over so you guys can see what they look like. Super cool. I am going to let them dry upside down, but just to give you guys an idea of what they do look like. And I am going to let them dry overnight. But I'm going to go ahead and get some pictures of what these look like tomorrow. So these will have set overnight before I actually put them in my planters and show you what they look like actually in the plants. They're super cute. So thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. Links are down below, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.